Libra, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Libra, I'm just pulling cards today. No theme, no questions. Just whatever the universe wants to talk to you about, Libra. It should go without saying, but it still needs to be said, that not every part of this reading will resonate with every part of you or all of you. So whatever resonates, that's great. Whatever doesn't, just stick it in the trash can and put it to the curb, baby. Put it to the curb. All right, Libra. 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 Message for Libra. What does the universe want to talk to Libra about? Wow, it's interesting. Okay, I haven't even pulled cards, and I'm getting like a message about spiritual protection here. So this message about spiritual protection is showing me like if you've been... So I feel like somebody had this in cards though. I can't remember if that was a private reading, if it was an extended reading, if it was a YouTube reading. I don't know anymore. But it was a reading. It was a reading. And it was a spiritual protection message. When you're closed off to protect yourself, you're also not receiving. But anyways, this goes beyond that. This is showing me that when all of your chakras are lined up and fully open, particularly I'm getting the heart chakra. I'm just seeing like a beam of light that shines out. And it's like your energy is receiving, but it's also because it's so powerful, like nothing can touch it. You almost don't even need to protect yourself spiritually on a conscious level. It's like when you're lined up like that, you don't have to. So that's interesting. Your soul has the ability to protect itself. That's interesting. What's this? Libra, how interesting this is. Okay. Your energy right now, I'm picking up someone who is contemplating, I want to say contemplating, looking into, I don't know if, yeah, contemplating and looking into a lot of different possibilities and choices or things to focus on. But these are all about, it's kind of funny too, it's all about like the higher cup here. What is the higher cup? And it's like all of these cups, yes, in their own space and time, they all have like the things that are held within these cups all have like a degree of importance and relevance. But it's as if, but none of those cups are relevant right now. Like none of these are relevant. And like, look at, right? It's interesting, right? Is you have that 5 of Cups there too. None of these are relevant. It's not to say that they're not satisfying or fulfilling in their own ways, because it's almost to me like feeling a lot like this almost feels like different aspects of your life, day to day, throughout the week, things that could be going on here. But none of them are relevant in terms of the higher cup, whatever this higher, well, I don't know. I mean, this is what's sitting under this higher cup here. So none of it is relevant in terms of the higher cup. It's relevant in terms of, you know, things that you need to do, things that need to be addressed, even, you know, goals and other things that you have going on. But the higher cup to me feels like something that is, it's not measurable. And it's even not even something that can be defined. So it couldn't even show up in one of these cups for you. But there's a higher cup is over here. There's only one thing that these cups hold, and they're flowers. I just thought that was so beautiful. I thought this is so symbolic that it just felt like immediately when I pulled this first card out and I started pulling out the other cards, I just heard, look at all the cups. There's the story, Cindy. And I thought, well, okay. But then when this came out over here, I thought, look at all the cups. There's the story. It doesn't matter what's going on with this cup energy. I don't know if this is, I think this is someone that you are moving towards or someone that's moving towards you. But it's the relevant cup. This is the relevant cup. And it doesn't matter what's going on in your life or what's going on in this person's life. The relevancy is always there. It just might look a different color one day, or it might have a different scent. And you know what I mean? Like, it's still what it is. If it's stability, if it's reliability, if it's affection, if it's emotion, it's still always there. The basis of it never changes, where all of these things do. This cup is the higher cup over here. And it's the one that to you would sit empty. Like, what would be in that cup? What, like, yeah, well, maybe even perhaps having an idea of what you would want in the higher cup, but defining it. Wow, these are both Scorpio. I never really thought of that. Venus and Scorpio. Oh my God, Venus and Scorpio. And then the sun in Scorpio. Venus is how to be loved. How to love and how to be loved. And then the sun is the actualization of whatever it is we're talking about. Oh, that's deep shit, Libra. That's very deep. Because this, and the Six of Cups too, you know, like soulmates, two peas from the same pod, which was a lengthy discussion in Virgo. But this is the higher cup. It's always a flower. So it's always a symbol of reverence, beauty, optimism, life, potential. It's the blossom before the fruit, I'm hearing too. It's the blossom before the fruit. The higher cup's over here. So I don't know what you're doing, but it's over here. The higher cup is over here. It's kind of funny too, because there's two counterparts over here too. There's two counterparts over here. There's no, or there is a queen. Oh, look at that. Interesting. The Queen of Pentacles is the only, the only other sort of like court suit card. I want to call like a king or a queen that's on the table. You've got the King and Queen of Wands sitting right over here where it's the higher cup. Over here is the no good cup. Right? It's the Five of Cups. That's a disappointment. So for some of you, or maybe this is a partner that you have right now, or this is an experience that you've had with a partner. Now, I think even if you're not even aware of it, I feel like this is on a collision course of some sort, because this is like you might even be just even emotionally detached, which is interesting. And when I say emotionally detached, I just mean like nothing here is like, yeah, I'll deal with that, and I'll do what I got to do with each one of these cups throughout the day or throughout the week or the month or whatever, you know, addressing these different emotional needs, right? Like, I just think about it. If you don't eat, I don't know about you, but I can get downright cranky. So that's an emotional need too. And you know, sometimes when you're sad, it's an emotional need too. That just happens, I think, if you have a Taurus moon. But if you don't, you can just blame it on that too. So this is like these emotional needs, but none of them are the higher need. The higher, not even a need, but it's just a higher cup, right? So this is like on a journey without any sort of emotional commitment to anything here. But it's taking you somewhere. It's actually taking you somewhere. This is the trip of Venus. So there you go. You having this Venus. There's the trip. And right, so I'm interested being drawn to this Venus. Is Venus showing up anywhere else in these cards? No. Venus is only here present in Scorpio and in Aries. Oh, you have all of the Scorpio cards here. So you have the 5, 6, and the 7. So this is Mars and Scorpio. So even look at like Venus and Mars here. Oh, okay. So you have, just give me a second here because there's a little bit of a breadcrumb trail going on. Oh. Mercury showing up in both the cards, right? So this is like a collision course. See, it's like the universe is guiding someone to you, and then you unintentionally are walking towards someone. Mercury, Venus, and Mars are working together here, right? Oh, I just put that in the wrong spot, but all right, maybe it's almost interchangeable. It's just like, it doesn't matter. Either one will get it figured out. Ah, interesting. How does Mars show up? So Mars shows up in Scorpio. And then what is this? Oh, it's Gemini. I'm thinking, well, the 9 of Swords, that Gemini. It just looks weird. It's not, anyways, I guess it's a Gemini symbol, but in their own way. So that's interesting. So Mars is showing up in Scorpio and Gemini, and it's showing up in conflict. There's in some sort of unusual way here, because Mercury's working in an unusual fashion here with this energy that's coming towards you. Now, I feel like, I don't know. I don't get like a strong sense that you know who this is or that they know who you are. Maybe. If that's the case, I don't think there's like been a relationship or anything like that here. You could have bumped into somebody at the bus stop. I don't know. Like it could be that vague. Because I feel like the King of Wands, because this person is sitting beside the 6 of Swords, it feels like the universe is working through them to move them towards you. But yet this is what's sitting underneath the King of Wands. So there's a lot of thinking going on here. Either they're not sure why they're being moved in the way that they are, or why like the universe is taking them in a direction that it is. So there's a little bit of overthinking. There might be some control issues here with a king energy. What's really kind of interesting though is that this 6 of Coins is balancing the scales, but what are they holding? But they're holding your symbol, Libra. It's like a token of Libra. Like, so Libra almost feels like a gift. You're being represented as a gift to this person, but yet this person is also your higher cup. So is there something in you that brings a balance that would bring a balance into this person's life in a very physical way, like in a very tangible way. And this person is the cup that I want to almost say that you didn't even know you needed, or that was even out there. There's no confusion about this cup. It's always going to be the same. But as I said, it's just, it's if somebody is stable and caring and loving, it's always that, regardless of what's going on around. It just might be highlighted in slightly different ways, right? To adjust to situations or whatever's happening, or even somebody's own sort of development. That's still what it is, and it doesn't change. And you have, this is the only underlying card you have, which is Judgment. Judgment has been a really strong energy this week in the collective. The moon is very strong too here. There's the moon in Cancer, the moon in Taurus, and then the moon is really well highlighted here with, I would say it's Saturn in Pisces with this 8 of Cups. And this is where you're walking into the moon. See, that's the thing that I really feel like here, for like looking at you, you're even in a sense just kind of walking away from things, but unintentionally don't even realize that you're actually walking towards something. And quite quickly, I mean, Mercury's the messenger and the traveler here with Sagittarius. There could be some sort of travel for you, some sort of movement that's quite significant right now in your journey. And I want to say too, it's like the finalization of a very long journey in this Venus energy. It is the longest journey for Venus, is in Aries. But when she gets there, it's a good time. It's a big celebration when Venus finally arrives in the placement of Aries. But it is like traveling through the desert to get there. There is a period of a Venus feeling isolated and alone. And while even, we could say then, going through periods of confusion, many, many possibilities and options along the way, but boom, right into the sun. I wonder if there's almost some sort of symbolic alignment here, like with the sun in Scorpio, at a point where the sun goes in Scorpio and Venus enters Aries. Either when does that happen again, or when did it happen? I feel like when did it happen? When's the last time that happened astrologically? I feel like that was the start of some sort of a journey here. And so, I mean, like, if this is like, well, that doesn't happen again, Cindy, if somebody looks it up for like another 8 years, this is not an 8-year, I feel like you may have already done an 8-year journey. Maybe you have, why am I saying that? An 8-year journey. Oh, well, Scorpio's the 8th house. Maybe that's why. An 8-year journey. Something's changed. I feel like you're being represented by the Queen of Wands here, because this Queen of Wands is surrounded by this energy, the 6 and the 7 of Pentacles, like it's sitting like that on the table, and this is like what's feeling like the gift to this person of some sort of balance, like you're the gift. But it's almost too like you're even perhaps going through some sort of stage or period of life where you're kind of reassessing where you are and making new plans. There's some sort of a new effort needed. Like, don't expect the Seven of Pentacles coming up for me right now. Don't expect to do the same thing over and over again and have a different result, right? And something is going on here for you that just feels very like it's this. Something here, excuse me, is this. It's like the minute you start walking away is where you start walking forward. So are you making new plans in your life in some fashion here? Maybe it's like not even a choice too, because of the Eight of Cups. For any of the cup energy, but there's a higher cup here. What else does Libra need to know? So, okay, I was just waiting for these cards to talk to me. So the Page of Swords and the Faith card, which is the Hierophant. I feel like this person, I almost feel like this person has been praying and watching for something. They've had faith. They've faithfully watched for something. And maybe that's you, whether they know it or not, right? Like, what else does Libra need to know? Oh, wow. All right, so there's another interesting energy playing out here. Now we have Mars in Aries. Mars had conflict, right? The way these cards were coming out here. I don't know why I'm talking like this, so it's just coming out. I don't usually like focus on these planetary energies like that, but somehow they're significant. So, you know, feel free to look it up for yourself in these placements. But so Mars was showing up in conflict. It was showing up, Mars in Gemini, which was overthinking, too much thinking, negative thinking. And then it was showing up in Scorpio, which was disappointment and sadness. So Mars was an energy not being fulfilled. But now this is like two possibilities here. The Two of Wands, there's fulfillment on the horizon, I feel like, for Mars. Perhaps the Mars energy is being represented by like masculine. And then, yeah, because, yeah, you are showing up. Well, you've got the Venus over here. But, well, you have Venus and Mars. This person they have no Venus. This person doesn't have any Venus here. And maybe that's the thing. Well, that you would be the balance, right? You're the Venus. You would be the, so that would make Mars happy. Yeah, it would. Look at it. So I'm just like, this is sitting underneath that. So Mars happy. Mars happy. I feel like I'm like Tarzan talking to Jane here. Mars happy. Venus good. Okay, so. Oh, God, it's crazy. I feel like I'm tapping into somebody's astrological chart or knowing, because I don't never do this. But like now I'm seeing like Saturn in Libra. Saturn in Libra. Oh, and then you have Saturn in oh, but yeah, see, I feel like this is you over here. New plan. And so, because you're pulling out a lot of Saturn, maybe some of you are even going through a Saturn return, or you're preparing for a Saturn return. Second, I'm hearing either going through a first Saturn return or preparing for a second Saturn return. Because there's a lot of replanning, reassessing, get this right. And Jupiter in Leo too. So Jupiter in Leo is feeling like, to me, like with the sun is happy. The sun would be happy. The sun is expanding. Oh, and then Jupiter in Libra. There's an end. So this difficult Gemini energy fulfills itself. That Mars in Gemini, the Nine of Swords under the King of Wands. This difficult Gemini energy fulfills itself where you meet Saturn with your mind and your emotions. So conflicts within your own mind are met here. I feel like there's healing in partnerships, or understanding partnership, or healing from a partnership. Right? And then, like, there you are again, Libra. You're coming out a lot in the what you need to know. Yeah, because your energy was not here on the table prior to what you need to know. Like when I asked, well, what else? What else does Libra need to know? So there is healing. There is healing here for you. Maybe healing too, with any masculine type energies with Mars. Healing Mars. I feel like though there's this healing Mars, because Mars feels like the energy that was carrying a lot of conflict. So if Venus and Mars come together in Aries, it's almost like maybe, because that's the long journey for Venus, but yet that's the house for Aries. No, I feel like I'm talking in tongues that I'm unfamiliar with. Like it's just coming out. It is what it is. Mercury in Cancer. The moon was in Cancer. Sorry, yeah, well, the moon and Taurus, no. Mercury and Sagittarius. There's, like, I'm following a breadcrumb trail here with the planets. Mercury was in Sagittarius over here. Your movement, which becomes, your intention moving forward is driven by it's like a subconscious intent based on a conscious intent to move away. You know what I mean? Like you just, lion chases you, you run, and you end up somewhere else. Sort of like that, right? So, and like Mercury here is working in an unusual way, in an unconventional way to get this energy moving. And now the higher cup, right? This moon in Cancer, but then it becomes Mercury in Cancer, where the two shall meet. Where the two shall meet, which is safe. This is safe. Mercury symbolizing movement, messages, travel, information. Yeah, this is almost feels very like a very kind of like esoteric, connected through astrological energy story of a destined path here. Yeah, of the higher cup. A destined path of the higher cup. Oh my God, no way as I said that. The Two of Cups is at the bottom. The Page of Cups, the High Priestess, the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Cups. Wow, it's pretty hard. The only thing that can get anyone through this scenario is faith and hope. Because this is, you cannot see that. You can't see the higher cup. You can't see it because it's not there. Well, it is there. You're not there. They're not you, where you are. Like this, it's really intriguing. Yeah, that's the only, and there's, and there's Venus in Cancer. Venus is safe. Venus is safe. Mars is happy. Mercury moves everyone together. It's very symbolic. Like it's almost like Venus going into the arms of Mercury. Venus going into the arms of Mars through the movement of Mercury in the placement and space where Mars is comfortable. And then within that movement, Venus comes home. I'm just hearing like Venus comes home. And there's great joy. There's a lot. You got the Palace of Cups and the Palace of Wands. And this Three of Cups is just feeling like the movement too. Deep love. These are like depths. Water and fire. Water and fire. So that's the story. That's the story, Libra. You could follow it. There's another, like, all this difficult Gemini energy. The Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Swords. But it feels like kind of like the end of a journey. So I'm going to go do the extended Libra. Do you know what I'm going to do in the extended? I'm going to pick up all these cards and I'm going to shuffle them all back in. And I'm going to see whatever the universe wants to openly talk to you about, the same way it did here. And that's what I have for you, Libra. Thank you so much. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.